Hello everyone, Block Koopa here. I'm here with...
ChampionNBloom.
And?
Roller Classic 7.
And we're back with more Danganronpa.
Ooh.
Alright, we're gonna try this crazy tactic to hook up Alter Ego.
Does no one have a backpack? I guess not. It tickles.
How does it tickle? You're in a
can't talk
laptop.
right now.
Also, did the laptop not get closed?
We're going to move you to another room until we get you there. Or until we get there, you have to be absolutely quiet or silent, okay?
Understood. Your command has been implemented.
Good. To have him react like a machine like that all of a sudden, I didn't know how
But
to
I
react.
thought we had to keep typing to it in order to talk to it.
Yeah, I can understand audio now.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers.
So there might be a network cable in there?
However,
Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already.
Well, all we can do is go and check for ourselves.
it's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Isn't that really suspicious if the boy and the girl both go into the boys' bathroom by themselves?
Maybe.
I would be
I
suspicious.
mean, knowing Monokuma, he might suspect it's something else.
That's what I'm saying.
True. Oh, there was a guy there.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that not suspicious for something else?
Oh, there's a
It's
girl
better
there.
to have him think that.
True.
I mean...
Do you even care what Monokuma thinks?
Yeah. Hey, Makoto.
Why?
Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again.
What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. Make sure you don't run it off. I'm gonna wait right here.
Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful, I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Are you just standing there? Hurry up and go.
Okay,
Objection.
okay, I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Oh, that's why it let us examine this room closet earlier.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Okay, first we have to find a network cable.
Because it was going to become important later. They said it was in the drawers, didn't she?
Drawer. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer.
Assuming, of course, it didn't get taken. Hey, there it is.
Found it. This is a network cable, right? Now we just have to connect Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please just wait a little while longer. Just hold tight and put your faith in me.
I'm not ready for Chihiro to die a second time.
As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us, as friends.
Friends? Even me? Thank you. Thank you, Makoto. Oof, the
Makoto.
feels. How'd it go?
Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an intentional mix of acting and real feelings.
correct.
I see. There's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore, that much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko.
What?
Yes?
So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course. I have no reason to stay with you at this point.
Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct?
Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance.
That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you going to do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen.
Then what should we do?
so
I was just mumbling that for a second.
Oh, yeah.
If we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now.
Which is why Alter Ego.
correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our friends.
You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room.
Good for you.
I'm kinda tired, so I laid down in the bed. Maybe it was just because of the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized.
A laptop.
so before long at all. Yeah, but he had to stress out about like hiding it, make sure it didn't look suspicious, all that.
Yeah, and also being nervous just
Yeah.
about the situation and possibly.
I had
working
completely
and all
dozed
that.
off.
I don't know. Dots,
That's
dots.
also fair.
More dots. Uh-oh. Hello?
Huh?
Not save screen.
I kind of forgot we had a doorbell, to be honest.
The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world.
What do you want? 5 more minutes, Mom.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out of here.
Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened.
What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake.
She said for us to come to the rec room.
The rec room? Okay, let's hurry.
Alright, well.
I love how
it's
we're
right here.
both like the immediate go-to person.
Well, she's getting Makoto,
Yeah, I
Kyoko.
guess so. Hina, what's wrong?
Something's not right. In the rec room.
What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open.
I tried knocking.
That's
Oh, sorry.
I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room.
But the door is locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in.
I just said...
Wrong.
The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the door. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock.
Huh? Then why?
It would seem.
Feels like the door is pressed up against something inside the room. Is it the chair?
Chair?
In other words.
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply.
Then there's no problem if we break in?
Indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here.
Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right?
I would hope so.
Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure.
Not.
Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence, but that silence didn't last long.
Here. I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please.
Come on, please hurry.
Okay, you two, stand back.
Because I am the boy.
I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body, and then...
A body has been discovered.
Oh, she's really dead.
Amount of time, which you may use however you like.
Yeah.
The class trial will begin.
Oh!
Oh, snap. Wait, who's that little face supposed to be?
The hair makes it look like it's Chihiro.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks like Chihiro, you know.
The only other character it could be is Byakuya, because Byakuya is the only other one that has kind of that
It would
collar
definitely
type of
be,
thing.
no.
But 1, no glasses, 2, the hair's different, and 3,
Yeah, it's probably
Byakuya wouldn't be
There's
doing
probably
that.
Chihiro then, yeah. Or I guess in this case, Alter
I guess in this case, Alter Ego.
Huh?
Sakura's-
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Hina's not okay.
Sakura's-
Oh, no.
She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on, at Sakura's dead body.
He didn't make it in time. It's happened again.
Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction?
Thoughts. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others.
On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again.
I needed to examine Sakura's body.
I just stood there motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long...
I got everyone. Ogre!
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see.
As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's
It was one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura. What? You're
Why are we
accusing us
blaming
before...
Hiro?
I don't know. You're accusing us before you've even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know it.
Yeah.
You know it, or... Oh,
Yeah,
that's...
I knew that was him.
Oh, wait, that was not...
It's okay.
Jeez, I didn't know your power level increased by that much, but just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma
That-
file!
That's right, it's the next Monokuma file. That I hate to... Don't you just hate getting interrupted by yourself? And
Yeah,
don't get
right.
so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that.
Oh my
No.
god. You're gonna ruin it. Nope.
Now then, with that, I...
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Uh-huh?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words,
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
darn.
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one?
Oopsie! Before you get a little pissy potty at me, you better figure out who did it first.
Shing!
Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? That again.
Yeah.
Is this?
What the heck? He owes them one. I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all.
Wanna slap him again?
How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura. Thoughts?
Anyway.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it.
Hina?
I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order.
An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. And it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's
One of you
What
killed
did
Sakura.
Hiro do?
Those were the 3 people who hated Sakura. Technically, Hiro was more just terrified of her, but the three of them were the ones that had the biggest reaction to her being revealed as the spy.
Yeah, I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Where the other three, well, obviously Hina and Makoto, still considered her a friend, and didn't decide to. They hated her, and then Kyoko seemed to the same way. I don't know. I don't remember if she actually said anything specifically, but yeah.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me in. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another split fantasy of all boy. You hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why would I care?
It's all clear.
Then it's
Or do
decided.
ya?
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
Not how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Thoughts? Fine, I guess it's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting.
Kyoko slowly raised his hand.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution.
Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of a hopeless hope. We have no chance but to just do it. Guess what that means? Music. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec
So
room.
this was not a nighttime death.
Nope. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge.
Why's that?
so
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door.
So if the door was blocked from inside, and there was no way in or out till he broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder.
Locked room murder. I guess you might see this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever, but could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails?
Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. First type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches using a string or simply a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations included. Sorry, I missed the word.
That's alright. So, I hope that's not being caught on the camera. There's people talking upstairs. Hopefully that's not being caught. If it is, it's probably alleged.
I don't hear it.
Okay, if you don't hear it, then it's probably fine. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it.
I mean, there are a lot of guns, but none of them we
They're
can
all
access.
attached to cameras, so...
Yeah, none of them we can access. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up.
What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that.
That sounds like could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all.
Not a locked
In
room?
other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible.
Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to a locker room mystery, so those are the basics.
So there are 4
It's my
possibilities.
detective fiction course all over again.
Wait, did you take that class too?
Yes, I did.
Sweet.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
I
me too.
wanted to take
That's
it.
the one that I took.
I got stuck with photography instead.
That's the one I took. I really liked it.
Freaking
That,
photography.
I really like murder mystery stuff. It's really interesting.
I wanted to take the class too, but I got stuck with photography instead.
Yeah. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say.
I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I can figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else.
Alright, well,
First-
talk to people and also save.
And also save.
Is there just a button to give Hina a hug? Because I feel like she needs a hug.
The hug
I do
button.
too. I want a hug button. We already know who
She
did
needs
it.
more than a hug, actually.
Yes. Yakuya
She
Toko
needs, like-
Hiro.
She needs a donut. That's
Yeah,
what
she needs a hug filled with donuts.
I was gonna say she needs therapy, but I don't know
Well,
if that might work just as
okay.
well.
Yeah, they couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto?
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
Thoughts? Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room.
What?
After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me, she said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her here in the rec room, by noon.
By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then.
I'm telling you the truth, I heard it straight from her, Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened.
Hina.
Could you really stop her by force? This is Sakura we're talking about here.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the only person who's, like, could possibly stop Sakura at this point by force is Hina, because she is the most
Yeah.
fit out of everyone else.
Yeah, I think that there's only one person who could actually possibly stop her by force, and even then I don't think he actually would have been able to, and that's Mondo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that no one would be able to stop Sakura by force.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly.
That's exactly.
Well, first let's suck her.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed,
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand?
They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly they would have needed to if they expected to stand a chance against her. What do you want? You're bothering me.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Make it quick.
Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room?
So you found out. Interesting.
Then it's true?
I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool will do what it said and risk being killed by that monster?
So you didn't go see her?
Of course not. I ripped up the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all.
Byakuya says you didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight.
Okay, thanks.
By the way, we have confirmed that he is indeed a sociopath.
Yes.
We've
We
confirmed
looked up the
differences.
The difference.
Essentially,
Can we
Odo's-
talk
Are
about
we
the-
doing that, or are we talking about it now, or are we just gonna leave it?
Yeah, let's go. Let's talk about the shattered glass and the thing.
Okay.
over there.
Yeah, I don't really want to take time in the episode to talk about the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath.
Google it yourself, but yeah, no, he's definitely a sociopath, and Genocide Jack is definitely a psychopath.
There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loves her protein. And she mentioned that more than once that protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten it from this chem lab.
Just a second.
That's strange.
Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can.
Shards of light blue glass. They must be part of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it.
Why does that matter?
So,
Can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like they'll become an important clue later on.
An important
Because the
clue?
glass was shattered before we got in. Or it was moved.
Empty protein
Something.
drink.
Something happened anyway. There's a note, I think.
This looks like
No.
some kind of wrapper.
Ah, that's...
You recognize it, Hina?
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a bit.
So you gave that candy to Sakura?
I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Made sure nobody else could get their hands on them.
You really like them that much?
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've all lost their flavor. Well, it looks like it has been eaten.
It does, indeed.
I would assume.
Let's look at the body.
Okay, there's also stuff behind her as well.
Yeah, I see. Sakura drew her last breath sitting, slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries.
Poison?
Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood?
Not a chance.
Yakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location.
Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood also has to be connected to why she died.
I have a feeling that she wouldn't just go out like a chump with a single blow of the head, so I have a feeling poison was absolutely involved.
There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair where Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle.
Poison bottle? Poison bottle?
Well, weren't there bottles like that around the rec room already anyway?
Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass.
I thought there was.
It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure.
What?
Oh, it's a little doll of him holding a chess piece. Yeah, there are bottles up there.
There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf.
And they have little things inside of them.
And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
so,
It's no different from your standard chip in a bottle.
Huh?
You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat place inside. You've never seen that?
Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
This is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Will I?
It looks like there's 2 missing.
I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little
Yeah,
by
it kind of
little.
does look like there are 2 gaps.
Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf.
There's still blood back there we need to investigate.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. That the Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle is the weapon.
Oh. I wasn't thinking it to you, I was thinking it to the beyond.
Oh, yeah, that was just connecting those.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make any sense. Why is it so far away from where she died?
That was probably when she vomited it, I'd assume. And then
Projectile vomit.
And then she went over and sat over to the chair. I don't know. It's weird.
I think I'm getting an idea of what might have happened.
Huh? The locker's open.
I think I'm
and there
getting
on the inside, it's a handprint. Sorry, dude. Do you want to go or?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
He just has to guess, and we'll see later if his.
Oh, I see.
What's a handprint doing here?
Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
it's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding in here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra.
So then, Maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right?
Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door.
Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean?
Well, whose hand does it belong to? Is the question I want to ask.
We don't
Everybody needs
have
to-
we don't have the equipment to do fingerprints, do
Yeah,
we?
but you could just hold up everybody's hand to the shade.
The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair has anything special done to it.
Anything
Well,
else
that's
you can look at?
frustrating.
Nope, more stuff we
Okay,
can look at.
there's
What
more.
about the table? No, nothing on the table. The other chair?
Kyoko...
Oh, that's Kyoko. We can look at this.
No chair.
Try to see what we could be missing. The magazine
Oh,
itself.
right. I forgot about that. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here.
Cool, that doesn't help.
Is that it?
The clogs? There?
Yeah, we can check the clock. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to Monokuma File, Sakura died around 12 noon. It's roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego?
That's a very good question. Because we took a little bit of a nap. See if you can talk to, did we examine the body already? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Can we talk to anyone else and will they have anything else to say?
We can try.
What the heck?
We don't know who did it.
Yeah.
One of them. It's actually asked us to meet. Come to the rec room at noon.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what?
That's the same dialogue.
Yeah.
We already looked at the wrapper. Just gonna look at it again. I gave that to Sakura. You got super upset when she found out when I was attacked.
Yeah,
it's
it's the
dialogue.
same thing.
Hmm.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Here, the body. Those two things.
Mm-mm. The door itself.
Oh right, I forgot to check the door. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning, and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside.
listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation?
I think I got caught up on that my first time as well. I just didn't know that I had to examine the door. Because usually examining the door is also leaving.
It's also a way to leave. Otherwise, there's just like an exit button, right?
So then,
Yeah.
Then you should probably go talk to the other people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. That's fair.
She's decided? She's gotten a little more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. There we are.
Leave the area.
2 probably went back to the rooms. I'm gonna do this.
Unless Hiro wants to play detective.
I'm gonna need to...
I mean, maybe.
Guys, I'm gonna need to get going in about... 20 minutes.
Okay. What time is it?
6:30.
I meant how
It's
much
muffin
time have we been
time.
recording.
Oh, okay. Give me just a sec. I also need to pack up a little. So you guys keep playing. I need to pack up something.
Okay. Yeah, Brawl Claus needs to do something, so he has an errand to run, so he's gonna go soon. But we're just gonna continue.
Yeah.
I pressed the doorbell. I'll just go ahead and read the other people then.
Okay.
Unless you want to. Do you have a preference, Nicholas?
No.
Okay, I'll just go ahead.
Who's there?
Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't
This
look
is a
like
good
she was in a
mood.
good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? Oh, I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it?
Find me how you're a still at large serial killer again.
I admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Alright, well.
Oh, we tried.
We tried. Press the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
Ding dong.
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you?
Not yet.
I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So
Yes,
then
I was thinking the same thing.
So then you went to meet with Sakura? No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hero's feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Ah, sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket. Huh? Quick as the wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply...
Seems very suspicious.
Yeah. Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hero. What next?
Alright, I think I'm ready now.
Okay,
I finished what I needed to do.
just as I finished talking to the other two people.
Well.
I'll definitely have to go look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found in the floor of the rec room.
Good idea.
I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start?
The chem lab?
The chem lab.
Obviously.
Oh, is that where I should start, or should I go back to the...
Or that, or I guess you can go back to the crime scene and talk with... Wait, who would we want to talk with after having verified the information? Is there anyone we need to talk to in order to, after we verify the information? Just Kyoko again, I guess?
Let's do that.
Oh. Kind of weird.
Logically, for the
I guess
character
so,
to go
yeah.
upstairs to get to the chem lab, he would pass by here first, so it makes sense if we just...
Yeah, I suppose you're right. So
I mean, I could warp, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying.
Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Is it Hero?
Well, Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of the magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. Okay, well, I guess so.
Alright.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out.
Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it.
unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there's still sometimes... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal.
Then how can you?
So...
I managed because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past.
What?
What?
Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here.
Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep?
Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. I wondered what it could be. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head.
2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail.
I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off.
Well, that kind of throws my theory out the window.
I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Are you wanting to say it, or are you just wanting to leave it and just see what happens?
I was thinking it was something along the lines of someone poisoned her protein shake and killed her with a blow to the head while she was weakened. But I'm assuming that powder on her head is the poison, which kind of throws a lot of things out the window.
You mean her foot?
Oh yeah, her foot.
I was assuming it was just the protein powder.
Something
I
new.
guess
Something
it
new.
was a shake rather than a powder, so I don't know. I don't pretend to know how protein
Hey.
shakes work. So did you figure it out?
I think it explicitly said in the chem lab that it was it was already a shake.
Maybe, yeah. Because earlier she was making it using powder, wasn't she? So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, and you're sure to find it.
A correlation.
Oh, I noticed.
Chess hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So,
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
And it's not just because you don't trust me, right?
Awesome.
No answer?
I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Only to a degree? Yeah, you done effed up.
hey,
Yeah, done messed up, Aaron. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
An experiment?
Can
anyway...
you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too.
Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
I'm glad
Anyway,
we can agree on something.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the pieces.
With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up,
Sorry to keep you waiting. I had other
So
business to
then.
attend to. Is everything ready? Then let's get to work.
so what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights.
Compare the weights
Oh, that's
of what?
smart.
The pieces of glass we collected and the one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. And one of the Monokuma bottles.
Why do you want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
That's actually so smart.
First, let's compare the weight of two normal Monokuma bottles.
It's
In
balanced,
other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see?
Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collect will be light. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Well, including the... Okay, good.
I know
Huh?
it.
The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
I knew there were two
Just-
bottles missing.
Just as I thought.
What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you.
2 blows to the head, 2 missing bottles.
And then the last thing we needed was the
And then back here.
mag rack.
Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down.
Oh, and
Did
it's-
someone put it
is
back
the
that
anime
way?
character again?
Yes, it is.
Jeez.
On accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right.
He's like hand-holding us.
I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had, on one of the pages, a word had been written in blood. Bloody letters.
Bold bloody letters.
Bold bloody letters. And it said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. You found it.
Kyoko, is this
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
a dying message?
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... It says Toko, right?
Yeah,
Don't
looks
murder her,
like it.
Hina, please. We need her alive.
Then she's the killer, right?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I want it for
It's
you.
settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer.
I can see why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
There, I finished examining all the things Kyoko mentioned, and I did find some new clues, but when it comes to the locked room puzzle, I'm still totally clueless.
Oh, I just remembered. There was something I wanted to tell you. I saw Byakuya in the chem lab when I went to go get the scale.
Whew.
I didn't want to deal with him, so I took great pains to sneak in and out without him noticing me.
And?
So,
If you haven't checked out the chem lab, you should probably do that, since I couldn't do it myself.
You know, the protein can we found at the murder scene must have come from the chem lab. I think you're right. I should probably take a look around that area.
indeed.
Indeed. And she said indeed, so I didn't hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Whatever. And then we left the area.
And then he saved
And
the
then
game.
he saved the game.
Just to be sure. Okay, that's what I thought.
To the 4th floor.
Away!
The invisible Bumblebee.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this, but every time I keep coming up with contradictions.
I spy contradiction.
I mean, don't expect to understand it all before we even... I mean, yeah, it's good to have theories and stuff, but
We haven't investigated everything yet.
yeah, we're not done.
Makoto, did you have your eye? Did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way.
Yeah, I got it.
I think what you meant to say was, "Yes, sir, I understand."
No, I got it.
I'm just like, I'm not responding
Yeah,
to
no,
that.
dots,
So, did you find anything?
dots.
Somehow I can sense him saying, leave me alone, without him even having to say it.
Yeah, about that.
God, I
Well,
wish I had that power.
there seems to be something very obvious that we could maybe turn our attention to. Or we could goof off and check other things.
My vote is to goof off. I'm gonna do
Just do it. Do it.
that. So the thing.
Examine the thing.
Oh, we can't. I think it's just the entire
What?
thing. I think it's the entire thing as a unit, sorry. It might be the entire thing as a unit. This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Okay, yeah, and then it has another thing. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Yeah, now we can scan.
I knew it was poison.
There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle has a label on it, Chem C4.
Would you like to hear something interesting?
It's explosive.
I was on the first I was on the first floor this
Fourth
morning,
floor.
checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this.
Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other
That's
words,
right. It could only have been around the time of the incident.
If that really is what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder.
Yeah, now my theory of the protein shake getting poisoned seems more and more reliable.
These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf.
And then you hear Pokemon Stadium announcer, "It's been poisoned." How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan.
By we, do you mean me?
How kind of you to offer.
With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
Well, let's go, chop chop.
Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room.
He's a pure sociopath.
So how's this?
Not bad. For you, I mean.
For me,
Those are some well-folded footprints for someone with a pen size that small.
I know, right? So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business in the leftmost shelf. You could see that just by looking at the thing. What are you talking about? They came.
Yeah.
Why do you have to write this? What? Why? They came in
They're
and
high
straight to that
schoolers.
shelf,
Leave them
did whatever
alone.
they had to do, and then left.
yeah, but they're ultimate high schoolers.
That's what
They're not. None of them are the ultimate detective that we know of.
That's what the footprints tell me.
We have the ultimate smart A over here.
Listen.
The ultimate sociopath.
Not you. I'm talking about Biapia.
Oh,
The ultimate sociopath.
The ultimate
Footprints
sociopath.
must be. Makoto, are they yours?
No,
Okay, let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Biapia said.
I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit they are not your footprints.
Fortunately,
I mean, well, unfortunately for him because he wanted to make this conclusive.
yeah, but he
doesn't
wants
get
to be
the
more
credit.
interesting.
He doesn't get.
And he just probably just hates us, so he's like, man, I wanted you, that way
That's
you should just
true.
die. And then we're saying it exact opposite.
Yeah, but with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to.
And these prints really are a really valuable clue. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines.
I have like
The
maybe
protein drink.
5 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I consider this to be part of shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait, there's more. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9.
Now, and you'll get a special
Can someone have
Chem C
put it
bonus
here on accident?
bottle as well. Yeah, half off.
What about B? So on this shelf is looks like a bunch of it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
It's you.
Sorry. They're reagents, but simply they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss.
Isn't that kind of harsh?
Well, you think studying science and mathematics is no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section B.
you can tell by the doors.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which
Just going
case,
through the
I don't
motions of
think
the
I have to worry too much about this.
We're just going through the motions of the characters, spelling this all out.
He's just trying to think it all the way through. On this shelf is... one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving Unit C, Section C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there.
Did we already look at the shards on the thing?
First I have to check. Oh. Was I supposed to do that? The bottles... I don't think so.
Yeah, we looked at this already.
Yeah.
Oh, the powder.
Blank part?
The blank powder, I guess.
There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint.
Okay.
Should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder. Oh.
Are you serious? That's all we get?
Recess is over. Time to get back to class.
Frick. What time is it?
I'm
I'm gonna go ahead and get going.
Your investigation was just so boring, I couldn't stay awake.
Well,
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin.
alright,
the
guys, you
class.
boys go do the trial.
You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the
Well, now I have a weirder theory,
See?
but I don't think it's right.
Alright, guys.
And I'll stay back for the trial.
You guys pause real quick?
Yeah, we'll pause.
Alright, I'm headed out. Just real quick so I can just say it. Yeah, I'm heading
Okay.
out. You guys are gonna continue?
Yep.
Of course. I don't know how long I'll be. I have an appointment that I need to go to, and I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. It might be only 20 minutes, give or take, plus driving time, of course. And it might be an hour. Who knows? We'll see.
He'll be back at some point. Maybe.
I've seen what's happened.
He knows what's.
already,
He knows it.
so it's not the biggest deal in the world. I would have loved to be here and see Nicholas's reaction, but who knows? I'll be back sometime.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, good luck with your guys' trial, I guess.
Thanks.
And
I guess.
will be back.
Is it time already?
It's
But we're
time.
right-
It's time. Did you just say it's time? What?
You already made that joke.
I know.
But we're right in the middle of figuring out this locked room mystery. I'll have to try to tie up all the loose ends at the class trial. No, I absolutely will figure everything out. Time to do the thing. No turning back now.
I'm very confused.
Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then...
The ultimate martial artist, emoticon. A locked room murder mystery, winky face.
sorry, I'm doing these now. What the...
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. How am I saying them out loud? Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body, XD.
This is just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse? No matter how good something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
yes, indeed.
For example, you have 100 friends, crying emoji.
He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I don't remember what that one's for. I'll see you all down there. I hope you know I did the arm gestures.
Okay, good. I did it with my head. Like, I just kind of looked in that direction, but I'm holding stuff, so... What the heck was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
How can
don't
this guy
think
speak
I'm acting
emoticons?
casual.
Don't be mean.
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Dun dun dun.
Why were there question marks?
There's always question marks.
No, there's usually like, let's see, there's usually ... and that's it. This time there's a question mark.
No, there's always
I
been
caught
question
that.
marks. I'm pretty sure it's
I
usually
swear there have
question
not.
mark.
I swear there have not.
As someone who's played this before, I can tell you that it has put that multiple times.
Huh.
I don't remember exactly which parts, but no, it's something the game does. Come on, it's time to put this in an end. I made my way toward the elevator. Like, I'm pretty sure I did it the first time. And I think every other time, honestly. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear run through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our sealed prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. Isn't it kind of an interesting, like, eerie effect? How it shows this scene every time, but there's fewer and fewer people each time.
Yeah, Sakura especially, because she was the biggest person, and so she took up the most space. Now it just feels empty.
Yeah. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again.
Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few! You must be so lonely!
You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left.
I wonder, will the class trial end with one last classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. It does that every time.
Yeah. I feel like my throwaway theory is becoming more and more credible with every line that I'm reading.
Should you say it, or are you just gonna leave it?
I'll leave it for now, but
Okay.
I'll try and work towards it.
So first, let's look through... I just like to scroll through it just in case people... In fact, let me do this. That way people
Actually,
can
could
read
just
it.
be someone made it look like that.
That way people can look. Like, I'm talking about if people wanted to pause the video and look.
Yeah. Kira monopolized the candy.
She did.
There's so many clues that disprove my theory, though.
Alright. And then we're going to... I don't even think we got any new skills.
We did not.
Dang. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and end the episode there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next time we'll continue, and we'll get on to the trial.